to like speak into it so much. What?
That's why I ended down.
Yeah.
So it's not in my face.
Yeah, truly. See, I can like stand. I can sit right here. Everybody can hear me like this, right? Because if I go like this, I'm in everybody's like.
I want to hear the smooth jazz voice. Yeah. All right, all right.
WAKC.
94.5.
Kill yourself.
Pardon me, I didn't expect all of you people to be here. Are we ready?
Pretty much. I just
Okay.
hit that button over there. Just gotta control it. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, one more and that's it. How many minutes? 1 minute?
Dude, we got no minutes.
Yeah.
We got 30 seconds. What is it?
30 seconds.
How much time we got left? A minute? Great.
How many times we got left? 10 seconds. Perfect.
All the time I need in the world. All right.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
We are the True Story Bro podcast out of New Jersey. We came a long way to be with you fine folks, and we appreciate you showing up. We are as it says out there, rated R podcast. So if anyone has any issue with profanity or any other random acts of uncouthness, I apologize for nothing.
And there's the door.
The door.
Well, let's just introduce ourselves.
Oh, yes. I guess I'll go first. I'm Cedric. I go by the name of Sir Wednesday, Scourge of the Internet. Big fan of movies, pop culture, as you'll see. I'm going to pass it on to my friend over here, longtime friend.
Known each other since you were in 6th grade, I was in 7th.
Correct? It's about
Goku drawings.
Goku drawings, that's how we met.
Yeah.
This is my boy right here. Introduce yourself, DJ.
My name is Craig, aka Echo Ninja, the ninja that's kicking it with you. All day, every day.
Did you almost forget yourself?
Almost.
Almost.
I almost did. I almost called myself your name. And that happens, because it's too many C's.
Too many cities, yeah.
But also, I am big on gaming and big on movies. I'm a big movie buff. I get it from my mama.
We pretty much all are.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
For the
I'm
most
gonna pass
part.
it over here to my other left.
My name is Chris. I go by the man that has no nickname. So, funny story. We came up with that name because I didn't know what to call myself when I first started the show. And for a while, we were just talking about Game of Thrones. And I was like, oh, you know that guy on the show, Man Has No Name? They're like, yeah, you know what? Man Has No Nickname. And I was like, cool, we'll stick with that then. So that's technically my nickname. I don't have a nickname.
Yeah, we pretty much do podcasts about anything about pop culture when it comes to either movies, gaming, TV, comics, whatever. Sometimes politics if we want to make fun of it, like Saturday Night Live. But, you know.
But not too much. Because
But not too much.
There's a lot of it. It's multi-saturated about that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, God.
I was about to laugh.
You did
but I
laugh.
did. I was going to say, because we never really had an actual intro theme song. We do have a theme song, but as we started, I just made this random noise, and that's kind of the would-be start of every episode. So we go in, and it's a random sound. It's called, it goes like, ba-doo-doo, and that's how we start the show, every show. So if you ever catch us on the YouTubes or the regular platforms like
Every time
Spotify,
you hear that,
all
you know
stuff,
we're going to start.
We're going to start.
Because seriously, yeah, I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Because seriously, when we start our podcast, we never know that he's already recording. So he catches all of our early shit like beforehand.
Yeah.
And then when he says it, we're like, oh shit, he's recording. Yeah, hey.
I learned that from working into films because I do I work on a lot of independent films and stuff of that nature. And they're like, wait for this guy to get ready. And I'm like, nah, hit that button. Hit that button. We don't have time for him to get in the mood. Let's get in the mood right now. He's like, I wish that was on film. We already did it. So it's a good practice for anybody who does podcasts.
He's good like that.
Oh, yeah. Most of the time.
Yeah. You know, his shit always works sometimes.
Sometimes. It's working right now, so I'm good.
I'll catch it some of the time. So there's times where, you know, we're just randomly talking
sitting
about
back.
whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, but you do, guys.
Oh, man.
We pretty much all have different backgrounds. And I mean, these two actually have backgrounds that are actually beneficial to this. I do not. You know, I'm just an artist and a former chef. Well, I still cook. I love cooking, you know, but I don't do it professionally.
How the start of this show came to be was, like I said, me and Craig known each other for about 20 years, and we've gathered an RPG-like style family of friends. And we just always had these great conversations that ended up in wild laughter. And we're like, you know what? We should record these one day and basically just put them up. And then as the age of the podcast became upon us, we were like, man, why don't we do that? And then one day I just got tired. I had a whole bunch of equipment in my car, and I'm like, let's do it. And the first episode is a complete mess, but an utter masterpiece.
Yeah.
Because we're eating Chinese food. We've got
No, we did the order.
We did the order. We got the Chinese food. We didn't cut the break.
No.
We had our French parents in the in the background playing Telemundo and other stuff in the background. So you hear his mother just randomly saying stuff. He's like, "Ma, we're recording."
She's like, you what?
So we've definitely grown. We went to my little studio that I made out of my old room when my brother moved out, and then we realized we need a better space because
It was hot as hell.
it was hot. It was the poor circulation in the house room, but I was on the side of the house, so all the wind didn't go anywhere near our direction. And we realized the fan was making way too much noise for people to hear us, so we were like, "Fuck that, let's go somewhere else." And
I mean, we like, as you can see throughout this, we also have other people that could not be here, unfortunately. But one of our favorite people, who always says he sweats when he thinks. So I mean that happens. That his name is Al, and and his nickname is Roundhouse. Fun fact on how that happened. It was back in college, right?
it was back in college, and when Al had his car, we would always be waiting for Al when we had to go somewhere. We'd be like, Al, we're outside. And then, what is he doing? He was like, he's taking forever. And he's like, well, I'll be 5 minutes. 5 minutes turns into 30. 30 turns into an hour. We're fully enraged and wanting to throw raccoons into his apartment. And I'm like, our friend Joel, a.k.a. Redbeard, goes like, what is he doing? I'm like, I don't know. He's probably roundhouse, around the house cooking eggs, butt naked or some shit like that. And then the name just stuck for no reason, like roundhouse. Like, yeah, I like that. And yeah. I wish it was more eventful, but but life experiences just happen, and sometimes you just laugh about it.
He also goes by Overtime as well.
Oh yes, we gave him that
yeah.
name because he has the abundancy of Chris. You've experienced this.
Yes, I have.
Because he deals with the audio, so like he will listen in on the podcast, and he will try to look at everybody's thing, and then next you know, he gets to Al's, and then he's sitting there like.
I literally go over at least, our shows are normally about anywhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours long sometimes. And I sit through Al's stuff. He's just talking nonsense. And we have like an actual conversation about whatever it is. Like the other day we had a conversation about rebooting the Power Rangers. And as we're talking about it, he's like, yeah, and with the power crystals and all this other stuff. And then he
Talking about the
drifts
morphing
off.
grid, and we're like, that's not what we asked for. We asked, what would you do if you were able to redo the Power Rangers? Not explain the morphing grid, not explain something that doesn't exist.
We've all seen the show. And then he would just continuously go into a tangent. Sometimes I think he's a time traveler that doesn't know he's stuck because he'll constantly repeat the same thing over and over again. And it's like, yeah, but about the morphing grid, I'm like, we went past that like about 7 minutes ago. But he means well. He's a big galoot.
No, he's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
We just like making fun of him. We make fun of all of us make fun of each other all the time.
Yeah, I love the guy. I just sometimes want to punch him in the face repeatedly. But
I love
you're not
him.
real friends
Yes.
unless you want to punch somebody in the face
Yes,
repeatedly.
yes, true.
So I love you, but I want to mush you.
I mean, I'm glad you feel that way. I want to beat him up while
Oh, yeah.
telling him I love him.
Exactly.
I love you, man.
He's like the most. He's like our unofficial mascot of the show. He just doesn't know it. So when we
If
do
you
like,
see his face on here, you realize.
he's just so random. Like I remember one time I knocked on his door. And he was just playing games. And I was like, do, 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 do. And he was all like, who is it? I'm like, it's the police. And then he goes to the window.
We
And then I
open
open
the
the
door?
door. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm about to escape. I'm like, for what? He's like, because you said you were police. I'm like,
Did you do anything? No.
So no? I'm like, so you're about to break your ankles because you live on the second floor, you dummy, and fall down and break something just because you thought it was the cops. But that's our boy.
Yeah, definitely. We also have another guy. His name is Black Caesar. He's our resident artist. He does a lot of great stuff.
He's a very good cosplayer as well.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He's going as the Shogun of Harlem.
Has anybody here
Shogun.
seen The Last Dragon?
Mhm.
By any chance? No. No. You have.
It's okay. I know that some people.
Okay, good. Somebody has seen it.
Though we look very young, we're pretty up there in age.
Oh, yeah.
But for some people who don't understand, he was basically our Darth Vader.
Yes.
But
he
on a
was.
very smaller scale. So,
But he cosplays as him.
yes.
So.
and he's
I'm
the
pretty
official.
sure you'd
He's the
appreciate
official
that.
show enough. He's the official show enough for anything Last Dragon, because like Echo Ninja says, that's his tagline.
Yes.
Chris basically does these great portraits of anybody in pop culture, and he did one of Timok, who is the Last Dragon, and the Last
The guy who
Dragon.
plays Bruce Leroy.
Bruce Leroy. And he gave him this wonderful painting, and he was all like, yo, I love this so much. And he's like, your costume is great. So anything they do since the 25th anniversary of The Last Dragon, he's invited to because he's the official show enough of that. And it's great. He loves it. He's also done a great Gustavo Fring. So
Yes.
we'll go through New York City, and then he'll stone face, take pictures with people.
Hold up. Have you seen Breaking Bad? Okay,
Okay.
so you know who I'm talking about, right? Okay. I saw her go,
Oh, Gus.
oh.
I love it how shout outs to Wizard World Cleveland for putting us next to the religious festival right next door, Rated R Podcast.
And we're a rated R podcast.
Yeah. Oh my
I
God.
just love it. I went out there. The lady was all like, "Oh, we can bring you in," and I'm all like, "I'm not a part of this." And she's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yes."
Oh my
She's like, "Oh, what are you doing here? A podcast? What kind?" And I was like, "Just a podcast." She was like, "Are you over in the corner?" I was like, "Yes." She looked at it. She was like, "Oh, rated R, huh?" And I was like,
Something like that.
"Something like that, yeah."
A little bit.
Because if she asked you if God was there, I'm like, he's around.
God's here.
God's here. Probably.
Just somewhere else.
He's just shaking his head like those guys.
Those little bastards.
They so crazy. They so crazy. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, but funny thing is, how we met him was that is getting annoying now, because now it's getting higher, and I need. Could anybody close the door if you could? Thank you.
Close the door. Thank you, my friend. Oh man.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, I should have told him to give me another.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yes.
It's okay.
You'll hear me burst into song randomly because
He
I
does it a
sing.
lot.
I'm a singer sometimes. That's what I have on my Instagram.
He
Whitney
does.
singer.
He does parodies.
I
Though.
do parodies. I haven't done one in a while. The last one I ever did was it was Nick Jonas's "Jealous," but I changed it into "Lettuce." And-
Sing it. Why
Oh
don't you?
yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna. What do you think I was prepping these people for? So it's I got my cheese music up and I'm ready to eat. I got that turkey salami, that ham and roast beef, the perfect sandwich, what I need, but it's still incomplete. It's my right to feel famished. I still need lettuce. And I just haven't found a song.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
thank you. I'll be here for the next 2 days. Hopefully I have another song.
He's here for the rest of the weekend.
For the rest of the weekend.
And then I have to take his ass back to Jersey. 'Cause,
Exactly.
you know,
We're all going back to Jersey together.
I still gotta take you back. I got family here.
I know you got family here. I
Oh,
know.
we got family here.
That's true. Oh, Ricky.
Yes. But yeah, how we met him. This is gonna go back to another Al story.
Oh yeah.
I'm really sorry, Al, but you're involved in everything.
For better or worse.
Yeah.
He been coming on the show for a while too.
Yeah, he was.
And I was just like, yeah, I'm working, yeah.
Now he also does DJ work on the side.
I DJ, I produce, I engineer, I have my own studio, which is what we shoot the podcast in now. Before we were using Al's place,
Which
and
was-
the audio quality wasn't that great, so I had to move us over elsewhere. And yeah, now we're in my studio.
Concept room.
It's your place.
Concept room is my
Yes.
place. I stole his tagline one time. He got so upset.
It was hilarious.
At first, you didn't want to do it.
I was like, should I? No. You know what? Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, because the thing is,
Fuck
okay.
that dude.
Yeah. As you know, like we all have our own taglines. He's the Scourge of the Internet.
I'm Sir Wednesday. Yeah.
I'm the ninja that's kicking it with you, and then Al, he like comes out of nowhere and is like, I'm here. It's my place. When it was his place. Now he can't say that because we look at him like, it's not your place, dog. It's not your place.
So now he's like all depressed. Oh, I'm just roundhouse.
I wanna add. Now I'm pretty sure you guys have seen Family Guy, right? Shut up.
Shut up, watch.
So like, you know the whole trope whenever someone brings up Roadhouse, you hear somebody, you see Peter like kicks something out of the way. I want to add that to Roundhouse's name.
Roundhouse.
Yeah. I want to just drop kick him like every time he says his name. Just
he always overdoes it, but
He always overdoes it, and for the most part, what I try to do is just kick him out of the room. So whenever we're in the studio, I'm sitting there, and he'll just say something that just makes no sense, and I'll just throw it.
He's like, you're bugging. Get out.
one of my favorite, I'd say it's like, yeah, it's my low-key favorite achievement of the show is I've been trying to work my way into doing these freeze frames because I grew up on TV, much like a lot of people, and they used to have those.
First episode.
Huh?
That was your first.
That was your
Yeah,
first
that was his
episode,
first episode.
And there was always cheesy scenes that would appear in sitcoms. And we'd be like, yeah. And then we had a E3 review show with another podcast that we do an annual show, which is Gamer Redefined. And I wanted to say, I need a cheesy line to just say something. And I guess there was a $1 pass. And I remember the line from RoboCop, I'd buy that for $1. And so when we did that, we all chuckled, put our heads back, laughed, and then I freeze framed it and I put credits because that's
Happy Days.
Happy Days credits.
He
So
plays
I
the
put-
Happy Days music while the credits are rolling.
So my goal is to do a series of sitcom theme songs and freeze frames for random moments in the podcast. I'm working on one. I'm not going to give away what sitcom it is. If you guys are liking the show and you want to subscribe, which we would love you to.
www.youtube.com/truestorybro. Just saying.
You could have just said the name.
Some people can.
Might as well, Craig.
Shut up. Shut up.
I love doing that. I love doing that.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Oh man.
pulling the Craig jokes from Friday. I hate it
Yeah.
so much.
You won't have to just deal with it for the rest of your life. I'm sorry. I love you though.
Yeah, whatever.
Goku drawings.
Goku drawings can go suck it.
Oh man.
That show has went down the toilet.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
All I gotta say is, who here has watched Power Rangers? I'm pretty sure you've all watched Power Rangers, and you've seen this Power Ranger, the original Power Ranger movie.
I'm-
It's been a few years
I'm loving him back there because he's like, I seen everything. I know it all.
I know it
Just
all.
get to the point.
So
I'm with you on that, man.
So after the Power Rangers fought Grimace's grandfather from McDonaldland, and then the thing that makes me mad is like from the show they were like, oh man, I'm Zordon, projecting myself I'm an intergalactic being, projecting myself from Skype from across the galaxy. And you're like, oh man, he's in another dimension. That's cool. Ivan Ooze walks in, smashes all this shit, and then you're like, Zordon was in the tube the whole time? What the fuck is this? He lied to us all.
Seriously, of course, now he's going to say, yeah, I did. And now if anybody's seen Ren and Stimpy, they all know the whole log song. Okay, that's what he looked like. With a giant bald head. Like he seriously, I was like, what the fuck is this? They're like, oh, Zordon, I would have been the only one to be like, nah, this dude just lied to us, yo. He said he was somewhere else.
He was in there, I could have given him high fives. He skipped
was
out
in
on all
the negative zone.
He skipped out on all the birthday presents, all of them.
Yep.
You're a liar, Zordon. Oh my God. He looked like old Patter. Remember that Sean Patrick Flannery movie when he had all them superpowers and he was just
Powder?
Yeah, he was like old Powder. He was like, he just retired in that in that glass jar that broke, thanks to Grimace's grandfather.
Ivan.
Ivan Ooze, Ivan Snooze, and I love Camp.
He was such an OP villain.
He was an OP villain.
And didn't do anything. They defeated him They defeated him as easy as they did in the new Power Ranger movie when they killed the Goldar. I'm like, they didn't do anything, but Angel Grove is saved. Bullshit.
Yeah, total bullshit.
Oh
Now, does anybody here play video games?
Yeah.
I gotta ask. Okay. I'm just gonna point at people. What's your favorite?
That's rude.
It is. it is rude. What is your favorite genre to play?
Genre?
Yeah.
I guess I like fighting games.
Oh, then Al would love you.
Yes, because he would lose.
He would lose.
Because our favorite thing to do while Al plays video games is to
Mocked
troll Al.
online so bad.
It's pretty bad, yeah. We were thinking he wants to do like a series on his own where he just does gaming, and we were considering on just having him like just take ass whoopings and then put them online.
The title's gonna be mocked.
It's not him taking the ass whoopings. He just getting his ass whooped for the most part.
All the time.
And he's like, no, I'm good, and then we just see him get.
He is.
Oh no, he's on
Twitch. Yeah.
He's on Twitch. Oh yeah.
He's on
His ass
Twitch.
whooped on Twitch.
If you wanna see, I will give you his Twitch.
He's
so you
on
can
Twitch
see it.
Monday
Like,
through Thursday, getting his ass
Monday
whooped.
through Thursday. Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to like 5. He's getting his ass whooped
He's
constantly.
getting mad in the house. I'm like,
Except on Call of Duty, but he does do that too.
Funny story about Al. When I met him, I hated him with all the forces of the universe because we had in our college a video game club, and I'm like, cool, we do graphic design, video game club, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go in there. And anybody who plays video games knows there's always that one person on the sticks that is a complete and utter jock, and you hate this person. And he was that guy. I'll never forget the game. It was Bloody Roar Ultimate, the worst one of them all. And he played with it was a penguin that turned into a phoenix. And when he turned into a penguin, you couldn't hit this motherfucker because his hitbox was so small. And I hated him. And then we got into an argument, and he would just laugh in my face, like, fucking hate you, I gotta go back to class. And he'll tell this story from the part that he remembers it. I had to go back between going back to class and going back to game class because we were on break. I accidentally put my one foot in front of the other too quickly, and I went up the stairs, and I fell back down the stairs. And he saw it, and I'm like, damn it, he saw it. And of course he's laughing, like a car starting in the wintertime. He's like, and I make fun of him. And
It does sound like that.
It's worse when he sleeps because he sounds like he belongs in, Game of Thrones, one of the dragons.
Sounds like Smaug from Lord of the Rings.
That's horrible.
But oh my God. And ever since then, I haven't been able to get rid of this man because he's been an actually great friend, and I appreciate him, even though we make fun of him constantly.
Yes. But the funniest thing of all, when he first started getting his ass mopped, was at the same place at the video game club, and it was, I will never forget the game. It was Dead or
It
Alive.
was dead or alive.
I don't forget what number it was though.
Oh,
but
a million. Who knows what they're on
But
now?
there was this girl named Jasmine.
Yeah, it was Jasmine.
Jasmine, who was a beast in that game. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take her on, blah, blah. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take her on, blah, blah, blah. He gets his ass whooped repeatedly. And he's getting mad because we make up this rule, if you lose, you do 10 push-ups.
Yep.
He owes, I don't know what, like 200 and something push-ups.
This man is like 300. He owes us 300 push-ups, this motherfucker. And he'll always skate it.
Of course. He's like, I'll never do. I was like, do the little girly push-ups. And so I ain't doing that. I was like, you probably ain't gonna do one anyway.
And he was like, I feel self-conscious. I'm like, you don't feel self-conscious to talk shit all day, but to do a push-up? Okay, I see where your kryptonite lies.
Yes. But anywho, still keeping on games for a moment. What's your favorite game genre?
Oh, it's a mixture. So open world
Open world's good.
and I do fighter.
Okay.
All right, cool.
So, biting off something from a friend of mine back there. Instead of just leaning on both, which one would you do the most? Like
Sit
right
on
now?
no fence.
Get off the fence. There you go. Get off the fence.
Open world.
Open
Open
world?
world.
Open world.
So you're into
Open
like
world.
Horizon.
RPGs or
RPG.
RPGs?
Oh,
Love it.
okay. So have you played the demo yet of Final Fantasy VII Remake? Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
I love you.
I'm the only boat on this island because I don't have a PlayStation. And I
But
get
he has
so
an account
sad.
for PlayStation, which is hilarious. No, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But you said PlayStation first.
Yes.
You have my love forever.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Oh my God.
What time is it? Oh,
We got
and
plenty of
But they're
time.
changing the fighting style of Final Fantasy. How do you feel about that? Yeah, my husband's super mad about it.
when I played it, I was like, oh, I love the way it looks. Next thing I started playing, I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, all the buttons are wrong. And then I'm trying to go to the configuration to see if they got classic, and I'm like, throw my controller down. I was like, no, this shit's too expensive. Let me just.
Damn right it is. Damn right it is. Don't get mad.
$50. It's
Exactly.
about as much as a game. So
You know me, I'm on eBay all day. I don't pay full price. I'm allergic.
never. The last time he paid. No, what? No.
It was Brian McKnight.
Yeah, the last time.
Anytime. That's
The
the last thing I paid
he
for
paid
full price.
for a full price for a CD was Brian McKnight, and when?
It was anytime. 1995.
Anytime, 1995.
95. I stick to it. I haven't paid it for shit since 95. It's my statute of keeping
That's
to
right.
it.
That's right. If it's worth it, I'll pay the money for it.
Yeah, I just want to pay full price. Allergies, bro.
Achoo, I'm allergic to full price.
He's like, how much is that? That's about $2.99. That ain't right, bro. I'm bringing that in highs. I think I need to check out these dimensions and go on eBay. And that's what I do.
I'm one of those people who, well, if I find out about a console, I won't be the ones sitting in line.
Not at all.
I'm that guy.
And you and
You and I?
Roundhouse
Yeah.
are the same one.
Okay.
Eh,
Paid $600 for a new console?
Damn
Would
right.
I? See, I'm not, and this is what I'm gonna do. When I saw that the PlayStation 4 was coming out, everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna pay all this heavy prices and stuff like that. You know where I went?
Where'd you go?
I went to New York City to Chinatown.
Oh. I know the story.
I went to Chinatown. And they had it brand spanking new for like $350 or $325. I paid that price.
It was called a Stayplation.
No. It was a PlayStation. I still have it, and you know it's the old school one. It's the old school PlayStation 4, like the very first ones that came out, that supposedly were bugged, but they weren't. Well, not the Japanese one anyway.
So was it a noisy instead of a Sony?
I can play Japanese and American games on it. So fuck you.
It's region unlocked.
I mean, I and people are like, how can you play Japanese games like all you're reading is symbols? I was like, well, you know, I have no life too, and I spent like 5 years, and no, I'm not going to be like Stephen Amell and say I spent 5 years on an island. I spent 5 years trying to like teach myself how to read and speak Japanese, and it works.
Why did you remind me of that show? You know, I love and I hate that show. Anybody watched Arrow?
Okay.
My staples are there. I'm good.
You're that. He's that one kid. That's
All I gotta
like,
say is this.
I know the answer. He's like, no.
All I gotta say is this. How do you become a show that was on the first season, shot like a feature film, and then you get money and your quality sucks?
He's like, yes.
That doesn't make any sense to me. That's like sprinkling sugar on shit and calling it chocolate. That's not real life. It's not real life.
Oh my goodness.
They had a counting problem. It was like season 1 good, 2 good, 3 good, 4 what the hell is that? 5 good. Everything else, whatever the fuck that was. They failed the city.
Four was what?
4 was just a rehash of 3.
No, what was your reaction to it? 4, what you just said?
I don't
You don't even remember.
Sometimes I just be talking.
4 was,
And I don't remember. It's
I
like
was-
old school. Just say it. And I just don't.
I can tell you right now, 4 was total shit because I hate Damien Dark. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, that was a terrible
I
season.
fucking hate
He was
Damien
better in Legends of
You
Tomorrow.
know why? Because he's all like, magic and bows and arrows. This asshole is still shooting bows and arrows. He knows he has magic. Why are you still shooting bows and arrows at him?
Because they needed to tie in another series they were starting.
No.
He's right, but it's wrong.
Yes.
It's still
I do not accept that.
It's still bad.
Yeah.
Why it went down is because like new series.
And then the last season was basically the greatest hits.
It was a clip show.
Yeah, it was.
Like your
But,
favorite anime.
You know,
Bad.
but what I can say this with full-hearted honesty that Crisis on Infinite Earth
Oh wow.
was literally.
Amazing.
What you said?
Don't ruin it. I haven't caught up yet.
I'm not saying
No
anything.
spoilers. No spoilers.
I'm not spoiling anything. Don't worry.
Unless it's
All
a
I'm
movie
gonna
that's
say
10
is
years old, and then it's your fault if you didn't
It's
see it.
literally the greatest thing DC has done in cinematic
They
history.
tied their entire
Their
universe.
shows are better than their movies.
Yes.
Oh,
I agree.
Their cartoons are better than.
oh, than everything. Yeah, that's true.
What this is what I don't get. How could see now I'm
Why
getting
don't you
serious
get it,
because I'm
dog?
holding the mic.
Tell them how you feel, dog.
How could you have a platform as a cartoon and then try to make that same thing as a cinematic universe and fuck it up so bad? Justice League I'm talking about.
Sorry.
You have the best team cartoon ever made, basically. And it gets shitted on so bad.
We have to look at it one side. Marvel started with every movie. They did every origin.
They did it.
They got every, and we were all right. You were, and every time the movie came out, you were like, oh, I gotta find who is this person? There was a lot of times you didn't
Exactly.
They did it right, though.
And then they brought them together.
Right. They did it right.
They did it the opposite.
Yeah, because they tried to they tried to play catch up. That's why.
I tried to catch up like tomatoes. You should have called it the Unjustice League. That shit was terrible.
Now I'm a huge Batman fan.
It's probably why Superman was so mad. You woke me up for this?
Yes, Batman. I don't know about the new one though, not yet. Hopefully we'll see.
Oh,
Fingers
Robert
crossed.
Pattinson.
You mean the one that can't even gain body mass?
You know what? It's.
But
see
did you
his
like the suit,
Twilight,
though?
That's it.
The car's cool.
The car is amazing.
Yeah, it's too fast, too furious.
I told
Too
these
bad,
guys-
too furious.
I told these guys the other day when I saw the car, I was like, it looks like Exhibit pimped out a car from Mad Max.
That car is actually in the 1970s.
Yes,
comics.
it's
That's-
based off of
that's what they're kind of
the
doing.
best. See, the thing about this new one, and I give so much credit to Matt Reeves because he's paying attention to all aspects, every era. Like the symbol is basically parts from the gun that killed his parents, and that's in the comic book from like I think the early 2000s or late 90s or something like that. And then the car is like straight from the 70s, which just looks like a sports car that has a big ass bat head on the front. But I'm glad they didn't do that because that would look fucking ridiculous. But like I can get into a conversation with anybody about Batman, and they'll lose.
My favorite quote was always Superman is the American dream.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. He is, because you know, you think about what you want the dream to be, and then you see reality. You're like, fuck, this is real life. And you're like, yeah. But no, go ahead.
No. You're,
Actually, you know what? Yo, you go ahead.
Yeah, you
No,
would-
I'm just
we want-
playing.
we wanna
I'm
get
not
your
gonna put you
voice
on the
somewhere,
spot like
man.
that.
he loves to.
He does that. He does that all the time. He like goes in front of the mic like this. I don't even know, what is that called when they
ASMR.
They,
Yep.
oh.
They know. They know the game. They know the game. He's like, why do I drop Skittles on this
I
microphone?
I see that. Play. I saw this one where like people were paying like money to. I was at my friend's house and he's like watching it. I'm like, what the fuck are you watching? She has like Play-Doh or some shit like that, and she's like going like this and speaking like this and all that stuff. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
I normally just do it to annoy them, so we have clip-on mics, and there's times where I'll just grab it, I'll bring it up to my mic. What are you guys talking about right now? And they're like, what did you say?
Or sometimes while everybody's having a conversation, me and him will
I'm
just
just having a
going
random
at it.
conversation in the
He'd be
microphone.
like, so what's everybody talking about? And I could be like, I have no idea. You have a nice shirt though.
He goes over the audio sometimes, and
I
he'll
do.
be like, why are you guys having a conversation? And you'll see it on the podcast when we put our clips on YouTube. He just looks at us. having
We'll
a
be in the corner
conversation.
like, he just looks at us like, what are you doing? Oh my goodness.
Oh man. And has anybody here wanted to start a podcast or? Oh really? Do it. What's stopping you?
I live in a dorm.
You can
No
do that anywhere.
silence.
You can still make that word.
I've been working with music out of my bedroom since I don't even know. I've been DJing for like 15 years. I'm 30 now. But I've been DJing since I was like 14, 15 years old. You know, you just do something. You can use your phone. You can pretty much do whatever you want.
We have like a couple of things recorded on like someone else's phone, but my main problem was I live in a dorm.
Mhm.
I live in Nashville.
Oh wow.
And
Music City.
Yeah, Music City. Yeah,
I've been
Yeah.
there, it's nice.
bro. It's like probably the fastest growing city I've ever been in.
Tell me
It's
about
insane. Like, anyways, I can't have certain people in my dorm. Certain people can't come in.
Past a certain time or at all?
Gotcha.
If it's the beginning of the semester, not at all.
Mm.
Midterm time, not at all.
Oh, okay.
End of semester, not at all.
During the
Summer,
important parts,
like,
gotcha.
In between.
Friends of mine on another podcast that I know, my friend Markel Wilson, aka Mirakuru Wilson, has a podcast with his brother, and the locations are everywhere. Like for instance, they were able to pull off doing their show in a Dunkin' Donuts because the Dunkin' Donuts was basically vacant after a certain time. They talked to the owner like, hey, and they started off just doing audio, and just cut a couple mics, chill in the corner, and then shoot the shit, and then there you go.
Doesn't he shoot out of a comic book store?
Now he does. Now
Yeah,
he does.
now he does, 'cause
The
he's
Dunkin' Donuts
big
closed
time.
down. They're like, look, bro, we like the show. Got some bad news. We're shutting down the studio. It's over. So
they basically pulled
he did it. Yeah, they shut down the studio and they turned it into a drive-through at Dunkin' Donuts. So you can only drive up. And they're like, we can't work with that. He's like, yeah. And there's only 2 chairs. I'm like, that ain't gonna work. So luckily, we found one of our famous comic book peddlers over in Newark, New Jersey, the Fortress of Solitude. And the guy was like, yeah, you guys can do the show here. So I've guest starred there a couple times doing the show with them, and it's been great. And you could always find a spot. Best thing to do is just ask. As far as equipment, a lot of people think you need big fancy equipment and stuff of that nature. You can still get high quality stuff without breaking the budget. And I started off with what kind of phone do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
I have an iPhone.
Yeah, an iPhone?
Oh, even better.
iPhone has
Good.
cornered the market on digital audio devices for your iPhone. And at the end of the day, you basically have a computer in your pocket.
Fruit store.
True story. So you can get a Rode mic, plug it into your lightning cable. I had gotten, luckily, these Apogee mics. You could probably get them cheap on eBay. Literally plug it in. It records great audio, and that's it. Just shoot the shit and get started. If you have something, don't wait as long as we did.
No.
We waited years, and then one day I just said, I have the equipment, let's just do it.
I looked at him like I hate you.
Yeah, I'm like, if you have an idea, best thing to do now
Just
is
do it while you have that idea.
exactly. We have the opportunity. We have the technology. You can do it.
You may not have the
YouTube
money,
has
but it's
made
okay.
it so much easier. Exactly.
It's college for you, man.
Trust me.
We all been there.
Yeah.
You know.
I've been there
Eating
way too
oodles and
long.
noodles, you know.
Oh my god.
You know, she's like, God.
They know me.
We still argue about this. He loves a cup of noodles. I love the package.
I love
The package.
Package.
No, whoa, what you talking about?
You said you like cup of noodles.
No, I like them. I like the packages better, but I can eat the cup of noodles. I don't
I
mind
don't
them.
know how it tastes like medicine in a cup.
They are
that-
fake.
with fake vegetables and disgust.
I mean, the up.
Peas and carrots.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but you know what's funny?
The
The package
taste-
has nothing but really high in sodium package.
Put more water. Just add some
But it's
water on
still
that
good.
shit. Throw some water on that shit.
It's so high. Trust me, I get
Bro,
it.
25 cents goes a long way, dog.
Damn right. I
I'm
put a
alive.
damn
Once
swimming
we're
pool in
born,
that damn.
We all like, you have high blood pressure. Okay.
Now with this H2O, dog, put the whole picture in that shit.
I look at a ramen pack and it's all like,
Shrimp? What is this shit?
what? Blah. I like your shirt, by the way.
Winchester's
it's
life.
it's gonna be sad when that show goes away.
Oh, great show.
Yes.
I'm still not ready. 15
No.
seasons.
Yeah. Oh
15
yeah.
seasons.
15.
So what do you think's gonna happen? How's it gonna happen?
Anybody watch Supernatural in here?
How's
I was like, don't go there. I know-
He's like, it's
Okay,
me
so-
again.
Okay, so a lot of people raise their hand. Okay, I don't want. Is anybody caught up? Okay, you're caught up. I'm not going to. So I'm not gonna go
How
there.
far? Because I'm not caught
I'm
up.
not asking you to spoil
It's
it.
no. It's really funny when I told
Don't
people.
watch me while I do this.
When I told people who's going to be like the all-out big bad, and they was all like, nah, because they got other things. I was like, dude, they went into every single supernatural like every single supernatural like type thing in the book. I was like, what is the very last thing that you can deal with? And they are dealing with it. And holy crap.
Bringing back all
All
the originals.
what was it? As Legends of Tomorrow call them, the encores.
Yeah, of course.
They're bringing them
Bring
they're
it
bringing
back.
back the encores.
Yeah. No, I'm super far in that. I think I stopped because it was originally supposed to end a while ago.
Series 5.
And
Crap you left, right?
Yeah.
yeah, and it was like when Cassio became God, and that was the season. That was a series finale, and I was like, okay, we're done. And then like a couple months later, it's like, oh, new season. I was like, God, just fuck this. I'm not watching this. I already gave all-
But you know what the funny thing is?
I did watch the Scooby Doo episode though. That was cool.
That was
That was
amazing.
great.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, what I heard is that it's the production company that's been keeping the show running. Like the writers are all like, we kind of are just going with the flow with these guys. It's like, hey, we just got you guys for another season, but we ended at a good note last season.
What do you think about Jared becoming Walker Texas Ranger?
What? Like, no, I knew, but it's like, I wonder what Chuck Norris feels about that.
Huh? What?
Just
I didn't
drop.
know
He's
that.
paying
Oh, you
Chuck
didn't know?
Norris some money, so Chuck Norris feels pretty
Well,
damn
your
good
ass
about
better
this
call
shit.
somebody, because seriously, like, you better look at it. You better consult the Googles, buddy.
He's playing
Consult the
Walker
Googles.
Texas Ranger, yeah.
Oh
Nuts.
my god.
You know Chuck's gotta be okay with it, otherwise you'd already be dead.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Chuck Norris doesn't die. He tells like Suarez from the new Texas Ranger.
So,
The Toxic Avenger.
or Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. You know.
Oh my god.
So since we only got a little bit of time left, we are going to leave with you asking questions to us. What more do you want to know about us? If anything, please don't be shy. Anything, seriously, we're open books.
Go for it.
What fighting games does Al play or whatever?
He's really big on Fighter Z.
Oh, he plays
Yes,
Yeah.
and he gets his ass whooped
Look
all
at
the
look at
time.
the face. Look at the face.
That's where he gets mocked the most.
Yeah, he plays that. He does play like well right now it's fighters.
It's fighters. Fighters and what's the other fighting game he plays?
Oh no, he plays Tekken too.
Tekken as well. Tekken, yeah.
Yeah, he's good at Tekken. He still gets mocked, but he's good at Tekken. I play Mortal Kombat
Oh, he does that too. Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
barely, but yeah, he likes Street Fighter. Yeah.
I haven't played a game in a while. Not that I don't want to. It's because I'm always busy, and my freaking game systems and games look like relics from Indiana Jones that collecting dust, and I feel very sad. My system looks at me like the cats when you go to the pet store, and they're like, adopt me, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yes, you sir in the back.
Yeah, I'm only here to start arguing.
I know.
Do it.
Who's the best gamer out of the three?
Out of the three of us, me.
Ah, that's bullshit.
You haven't played a game since when?
I'm still better than you.
How?
You know, I only play story
In what?
driven games.
Headhunter.
I do play
Remember how you
fighter
fucking
games,
spent
but
3 days on that
story-driven.
shit?
In what game?
That's it.
Headhunter.
Hey guys, let him answer.
Oh wait.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Damn it, guys.
It's just,
Like 2 minutes. Okay.
go for it, bro. Go
So
for it.
yeah, so I story driven for the most part. I do play fighters, so I'll play. I haven't played fighters yet, but I'm very big on like Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter 4. I play 5, but
Two.
2, yeah, 2. I have arcade stick.
Yeah, two.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the best one. And
Yeah, not chicken blockers. That's what I call the third one, because you have to tap the button instead of actually holding blocker.
they changed everything around in that
Yeah,
one.
terrible.
Trash.
I'm big I'm big on story-driven games like God of War, like
Horizon.
Horizon,
Last of Us.
Last of
Last of
Us.
Us 2 dropping in May.
Uncharted.
Oh, Uncharted. Yes, we talked about that. Yep. Resident Evil games, even though there are stories everywhere. And of course, you know, the mindless, brainless stuff, which is like Grand Theft Auto, because I love that too. I love to get my frustrations out, just killing people on the street.
In video games. It's not an
My
original
brother
game.
does that driving perfect. I taught my
I drive perfect in GTA. It makes no sense.
younger brother how to play GTA Vice City when he was like 7.
You stop at red lights?
Huh?
Stop at red lights. I'm like following traffic. It's crazy.
Talking about bored. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, it's when I get bored of it.
Follow the rules.
See, but it was better for the older games. You play 5 now and you try to follow the traffic and everything, there's a car that comes out of nowhere and slams right into you. You're all like, what? Oh, this is like real life.
Yeah, but that's when you get the army involved.
Oh, is it?
That's when you get the army involved.
Not in 5.
Oh yeah, well, you know.
Unless you fly over, you know, that place. What about you? What's your gaming stuff?
Action RPG. I like me a good action RPG. I like adventure games. Fighting games I used to love. I mean, I still love them. I just don't like how we just surrendered 2D fighters to 3D fighters. I mean, it's not like it's a bad thing. I mean, we still got Blaze Blue. We still got, you know.
Well, that's why I like what Mortal Kombat started to do now. It's like a 2D.
They basically stole what Street Fighter
like
did.
0.5, where it's still in 3D, but it's still side-scrolling.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Whatever.
One of my favorite games, and my favorite 2 games of all time, and they always judge me for it. Like, you keep talking about the game. The game was amazing. One of my favorite games of all time was Vanquish. I don't know if you ever played Vanquish. If you haven't, pick it up. Cheap, don't pay full price. Because allergies are real. It's not the season, but it's real. And one of my favorite fighters, and to some people it's a throwaway, was actually King of Fighters 2006. Because the mechanics in that game were fucking spot on. If you threw a super move at somebody and it was a punch, and you just did a basic parry and threw them out the way you threw, I'm like, that's real life. Somebody hits me with a haymaker punch, I could counter it, whoop their ass, and that's it. That was a great game. Prove it. Get the game. We'll do this right now. I haven't played in years. You might beat me in a couple of rounds, but I'll take it down eventually.
Anybody else got a question?
Have you guys ever played a scary game? Like a game that you couldn't play because it would just make your skin crawl?
Outlast.
What was it?
Just Outlast.
Just out.
Yeah.
Just the first one?
Have you ever heard of Alan Wake?
Yes. Jinx.
That scares
I played it, ran through it, and it was pretty cool. It was weird at times, but Outlast is probably like the most creepiest one, like 1 and 2. And I've sat through the entirety of the game, but yeah, no, it's not for me.
I couldn't do it.
What's it called?
I can watch
Eternal Darkness?
Yes.
Amazing fucking
I can
game.
watch a lot of scary movies and I can go to haunted houses and stuff like that. But this game, Alan Wake, just
It messes with you.
Yeah.
It messed with me psychologically. I couldn't play it.
That's exactly what the Eternal Darkness did. It messed with me so bad because like you're playing the game and you're like, okay, and
You're into it.
when you're getting into it, next you know you read in the manual because they're like, oh, insanity meter. I was like, what's the insanity meter? I was like, it's nothing. Next you know, I think my PlayStation just shut off. I'm like, what just happened? I was like, the light is even off. I'm like, what just happened? Like seriously. Then it comes back on. I'm like,
Do you remember the bugs?
oh no.
Little bugs that they would have crawl on the screen.
Yeah.
Like little flies, and then all of a sudden it's like beetles, and you're like,
And then I start thinking I'm going nuts because the game is messing with me so bad to the point where I'm in the bathroom and it's like I'm washing my hands. Next you know, I look up and I think I see something. And I look back, I'm like, okay, I gotta stop.
first time that happened to me, the Psycho Mantis.
Oh yes,
When it read your...
he read your
Controller movements.
And it read all the games that you played. Yeah. And I was, because it read your...
Memory card, yep.
I
I
unplugged
remember as a kid just like going, wait.
I unplugged my PlayStation and threw it to the wall. I'm not gonna lie, that's what I did, and my mom was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
You pulled the Zangief from Street Fighter. Quick, change the channel.
Anybody else got one more question? Anybody? Don't be shy. Anything?
Anything at all?
You know Alan Wake was the first one before Quantum Break.
Yes.
Quantum Break?
Yeah.
Quantum Break is technically the second from Alan Wake.
Oh, you guys ain't got none?
I got that game too.
Absolutely.
I
Oh,
did-
we just.
And guess how much I paid for it? Not full price. I should.
Do you do Wish too?
I do.
I do.
Yeah.
I swear on it.
Stuff cheap there.
Oh
I
my God.
swear on it.
Wish,
I have,
Alibaba, I'll be on. Between them and my student loans, I don't know who has more of my money. But I'm gonna go with the student loans.
yo, but Wish is kind of funny because it's like you buy something and next you know it's like Christmas because you don't get it until a month later. You're like, when did I get it? Oh snap! This is what I got.
Nobody buying nothing from Wish right now. Not at all. Keep it over there. It was like, you know what? Hold mine until it's all clear. Oh my God.
All right, so you got one more thing.
No, that's pretty much it.
So I guess we're gonna end this, guys.
Oh, whoa. We
What?
gotta hit him with at least one true story.
Okay.
Hit him with like a minute true story.
I know, we really did.
Yeah, you're right.
I know.
I'm oversharing. Al's not here. I'm channeling Roundhouse.
You're
Overtime.
You're overtiming right now. Well, we really enjoyed you guys coming through. I'm really happy that you guys came through. We were all like, nobody's gonna show up.
Oh, you have one? You have a question?
My new friend over here and I were talking about the new Xbox One that's being released this year. Do you have any thoughts on that?
The Xbox Series X.
Oh.
Oh, you mean the tower, the PC tower?
Yeah.
It's a console.
It's a tower.
I'm getting it
Get it. I'll be in line.
on eBay.
I'm getting it.
I'll be in line. I live like 2 blocks away.
I did those last.
I'm getting both Xbox and PlayStation
I live 2
in
blocks away from
Chinatown.
Best Buy. Yeah, I live 2 blocks away from Best Buy, so I'll be there in line.
He used to work there. He got the hookup.
Peace.
Before all you guys leave, could you guys just come up so we can get a picture with all you guys? Since it's our first panel, so you know.
Appreciate it.
We want to get the people who actually came and enjoyed us. So
We appreciate you greatly. You gonna be that guy right now?
yes, be that guy. I can be that guy.
I be that guy. That guy. Talk to us.
Oh, okay. I guess we're getting closer.
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead. Because my hands are pretty good. I'm gonna do this.
It's all
Hope
about
I
the
don't fall through
angles.
the
Yeah.
table.
Wait, we're not all there yet.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, he's got all of it.
I got you.
I've never been all there.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Take the shot, motherfucker. Do another one. Okay, I got it.
I was like,
Thank you
guys
so much.
very much.
Thanks.
Feel free to like, share, subscribe.
Already did.
My
Thank
man.
you.
Feel-
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
Keep it up. Yeah. Feel free to leave comments.
And please, leave comments on any of our social medias or on our YouTube if you
Oh,
have
yeah.
any
You'll
other
definitely see us
questions
around.
on anything.
We don't. We're gonna be all over the place. If we see you, nice meeting you all too. Feel free to say hi.
Yeah, we'll be here all weekend. Don't worry.
My wife's probably wondering where the hell I am. So I'll talk to you guys more tomorrow.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank
man.
you.
We're